While rescues continue in Harvey-ravaged parts of southeastern Texas, officials in Houston are working very hard right now to save parts of their devastated city by releasing water from two reservoirs that could keep as many as 20,000 homes flooded for up to 15 days. Joining us now is retired Major General Don Riley, former Deputy Commanding General and Deputy Chief of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. And General, good of you to join us today. And this is a very tough situation right now because we understand that those reservoirs could be topping, and as a result of that, that causes some unnecessary headaches and danger for precarious situations for people living in those flood zones.
Kelly, thanks for asking me in today. And General Semonite, the Chief of Engineers, was on the course this morning and on the ground in Texas and looking at those reservoirs. They are functioning as they were designed to do. They are releasing water through the outlet structures in order to release pressure on the dams themselves. But the dams are not in any danger of breaching or overtopping. The water is flowing around, had been flowing around the northern end of Addicks Reservoir, but it is not doing that anymore. They're releasing it controlled through the outlet structures because there's a lot of water inside the dam and continuing to flow into the dam, and they must continue to release it downstream.
So as they release it downstream, would anyone or any community be in jeopardy?
Well, they'll only be in jeopardy of a longer duration of flood. They won't be in any jeopardy of a higher level of flooding. In fact, the dams protected them from a greatly higher level of flooding, and that was their purpose. But in order to release water out of the dam and let it flow so it doesn't threaten the structure, they need to do that. So they'll be flooded probably for another week. They'll have water in their homes. But that will at least be much better than having their homes completely demolished by a higher level of flood.
Right. You know, when they built this, they built it years ago, never anticipating the likes of a Hurricane Harvey, a Category 4 storm, and then lingering and meandering over the area, hanging out, if you will, for 4 days and pounding the area with 51, 52 inches of rain. That is... It's almost insurmountable and inconceivable to think that could ever happen, particularly to the fourth largest city in the United States. Not to mention, sir, the surrounding areas. It's just one of those things you can't plan for. Mother Nature has a way of doing things.
Yes, this was an enormous storm. When those reservoirs were built, they're really a result of the 1935 flood that flooded over 100 million or a million acres of cotton fields. Well, now there's a million acres of buildings and homes in those fields place. And so we have built in riskier areas, and we'll do that all over the country, and it's done all over the world. So you need now to take a look at where we should build and base all those decisions on how much risk you want to tolerate.
There are a lot of wetlands in the area, and some of the building took place there as well because of the need to build and to provide places for people to live along the water, and also the fact that there's so much oil industry there, and a lot of people move there to work. As you look towards the future, will that have an impact on how they rebuild?
Oh, I think so. First of all, the local governments have to be involved in zoning and where people build and don't build, and then the state government is responsible for building codes on how they should build their buildings. And then the federal government, particularly the Corps, will assist with water conveyance and water protection.